Okay. Dr. V.R. Sampath, founder and president of World Tamil Economic Conference, and Ms. Pugal Gandhi, the chairman for networking session, and all delegates, speakers, my fellow members in this hall for this afternoon. I know it's a very challenging time after lunch to try and get the attention of the audience. It's going to be very tough. I thought everybody should wake up and do a bit of walking for 5 minutes, and then we all will be alert. Okay, I think I want to continue with what the chairs shared about. I think today's networking session itself, I think is very appropriate on the topic. And I think I want to dedicate that to Dr. V.R. Sampath. You know why? I think he had a vision, I think many, many years ago. And making that vision to work is not an easy thing. He successfully has done 9 conferences to date. Let us give him a round of applause. It is not easy, I tell you, because I've been also leading a lot of organizations back in Singapore. Before I touch that, I know the pain, the pressure he goes through putting these events. Critics and comments comes a lot. But to come forward to do the work and get the event to be organized with all the expectation is not easy. It is never easy. As an event organizer, as a person who runs organization over the last 30 years, and I tell you the pain we go through. In addition to that, is a financial support to run such events. It's a big challenge. And we see it in many years, even just last month is in Singapore, we are discussing about it. And we share the sentiments, because I know where is he coming from. But how we can try and make that event meaningful is we all become the ambassadors of this event. We should try and understand where is he coming from. What is his objective? How we can promote it. He literally goes to each country and he tries to use his own influence, his own contact, try and literally get them to come and attend these conferences. The first question everybody asks, what is there for me? I should spend so much and I should go there. But there are many people who have benefited from the conferences. I was here in 2011 with the invitation, and that was my first conference. And same here in the World Trade Center. And I think with His Grace, He given me an award on that year, and I made a small speech. And from there, I've been following him over the years, and I have attended many conferences. And that's why I want to speak from the heart, other than to speak from the pointers which I have raised. And I thought it's important for us to understand, because I was sitting there and trying to hear from everyone else. We are not on time, we are not speaking to keeping up to the time, this and that, so many things. But they don't know the challenge he had. And I think we all have to understand that, and then we can add a lot more value to make this event become more meaningful. And I spoke to one person, I think she said she is going to be the chairperson, maybe the next conference, and I shared with her some views about it. All right, so I think my bottom of my heart, I'm also critic, I give a lot of feedback to Dr. Sampath, but it's an enormous effort. I think 3 days you have done it very well, and a salute to you on behalf of all the delegates. Let me share with you, I as an individual, how I benefited from networking. Okay, and I tell you because I come from a very humble background. And networking is not something that is very natural to all of us, A lot of us, we think networking is very easy. It's not really easy. We need to know what is networking, because in our day-to-day context, every day we are networking without realizing we are actually networking. Networking is when we are coming in contact with people, it's actually what is networking all about. But how do we benefit from that? How do we add value to the others? It's also a very important thing. And I think that's the time we've got to sit back and relax about it, okay? So I got to share with you about some of the challenges I have faced. Back in Singapore, we have many, many organizations. We have maybe about 200 organizations, Indian organizations in Singapore, all right? About 200. But active one, I can give you about 20 plus, all right? So I happen to sit in many of the Tamil organizations and Indian organizations. And one of them particularly I run is called People's Association, Makkal Kalagam, and that is chaired by the chairman, is the current Prime Minister at all times. And the deputy chairman will be a minister. And within that, we have 30 over organization. Each organization, okay, takes care of different needs of the community. One of them is the Indian Activity Group. And we call it as Natpani, Natpani Peravai. And we are situated, Singapore is divided by 87 constituencies. Each constituency, there's a member of parliament. And he looks after probably about 15, 20 committees. So we have almost about 104 community centers in Singapore. 95 Indian activity groups are there. So I was the chairman, national chairman for the organization for a couple of years. So my only thing when I took over the organization is to be, only mantra is simple, to be relevant to the community, relevant to the community, and relevant to the community. How? Branding, rebranding ourselves, profiling ourselves, and trying to understand what is the need of the community. And I tell you, we do about 4,000 events a year on average, be it education, be it culture, be it sports, be it social issues, and the list goes on. And we have a lot of subcommittees focusing on different aspects of it, be it youth, we can talk about women, we can talk about senior citizens, we focus on such activities. And we do a lot of major events. Before, when I was in the committee, we get to get about 1,000 Indians together, or maybe a couple of Indians together is a challenge. My first event, Ravi Indran is not here, he knows the first event which I started and I lead on, I able to bring in about 35,000 people together. That was my first event. And that was merely impossible in Singapore. And I did that. And that gives me a lot of confidence how we are able to bring the community together. Because everyone wants to know what is in need for them. When we organize an event, we always must know what is in need for them. And we need to put ourselves from the participants' point of view. What will be their takeaway? And what is the value of that event? And that will be able to create a lot of benefits to the community. And then it goes on like when my Prime Minister was there, we did welcome to the new Prime Minister. And I tell you, that event, that was happened to be one of the largest events, and I combined it with the Indian Chamber of Commerce, and we were able to bring in about 5,000 people for that dinner, the welcome dinner itself. And the list it goes on, and I can share with many things. But what I want to say is that by networking, my profile and my branding also moved up with many ways, because I'm not only serving the Tamil community or the Indian community. If I list the list, it's big, like Little India Shopkeepers Heritage Association, focusing on entrepreneurship, businesses, I'm advisor to them. I serve in the Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce. I also look after that GoPio, the International Business Network. I'm also the advisor. We do a lot of programs together with them. And the list goes on. One leads to another and another. But through that, I myself benefited a lot from their skills, their knowledge, their inputs. Many things comes together. And I partnering with many organizations, bring them together. Whether it is cultural group, or whether it's a religious group, or whether it's a community organization, we were able to do a lot of things. Because each of us sitting in this table, each of us got different capacity, capabilities, talents. But bringing them together and pull them together, I know it's a challenge when coming to the Tamil community, bringing everybody together. But we managed to do that. And that brought a lot of success over the years. And I tell you, today, many of the major programs happen in Singapore. I will be either one of the working committee, or I'll be the chairman of leading that projects. And just because of, today I want to speak about the Tamil community, I want to talk about, we have a lot more. We promote languages, we work on, there's government support. Singapore government supports the Tamil community, even though we are a very minority community, but we get a lot of support from the government. But that's not sufficient, because they need a lot of other people like us to come forward and carry out their programs and make the KPIs. The KPI is very important when we are running such events. So the list can go on. But I think very important today I want to share is that we all need to believe in networking. A lot of us go for networking, coming for such event, and we take what? We take contacts, we exchange cards. What happened the next day? We continue with our life. How many of us do the follow-through of that? That's very important. A lot of people say, I attended the conferences, but nothing. I say, what do you do? Nothing. You collect the cards, you talk to people, you engage people, yes, but nothing much I've done. So the ownership is on us. Whether we want to benefit from that networking, what we are doing about it is also depend on us. I tell you, so start reflecting on ourselves and we're coming for a conference. What do you want to take away? Who do you want to come in contact? And if you can do that, you can analyze yourself. I think there's a lot more benefits you can get out of this networking. All right? That's all I think.
Okay.
Thank you very much.